Hi there, students. To crowd out. To crowd somebody out. Okay, this means not to allow something or somebody to have enough space to grow or enough space to develop. So if you're planting trees and you plant these trees 50 centimeters apart, then they're not going to be able to develop. While they're young, they're going to grow, and that's not a problem. But suddenly, after 5 or 10 years, there's not enough space for them, and suddenly you've got 10 trees in a really small area, and they begin to crowd each other out. One of the problems with multinational companies is that they have been crowding out small local businesses. Small businesses have been crowded out of the market. There is so much competition that it's impossible for them to succeed because there is so much competition. Or if there are invasive plants that come into an ecosystem, they can crowd out, they can push out the local native species. This quick growing grass is crowding out all of the native plants. Okay, so to crowd out. Or what with the news, what's quite interesting is normally there is one main story that crowds out all of the other stories. So, for example, news about COVID crowded out all other news stories for quite a long time. And then suddenly there was this war in the Ukraine, and news about that crowded out everything else. And then there was this attack by Israel on Palestine, or by Palestine on Israel, and this crowded out all of the other news. So to crowd out, to push out, to force something out by filling all of its space. Okay, or for example, one of the problems with our diets nowadays, the food that we eat, is junk food is crowding out the fruit and vegetables that we really should be eating. Okay, so if something is crowded out, there is no space, or one thing is so successful or so common that other things don't have the opportunity to be successful. As a businessman, his life is incredibly busy, and he has so many things to do and so many things to worry about that at times can crowd out his family life, and he never has any time to be with his family. So it's to force something out of a limited space by occupying most of it. Okay, to crowd out, to displace, to oust. So yes, I think starting in the 1980s, American films started to crowd out any films made anywhere else. Supermarket chains have crowded out smaller shops. Okay, so yeah, they're being crowded out. They're being pushed out by large multinational companies, or in a place which is very successful for tourists. The regular customers are crowded out by tourists. The tourists crowd them out. So yes, there is no space. There is no space for them. So yes, if you hold on to resentment inside you, that will crowd out love and happiness and trust, and the resentment will occupy all of your mind. Okay, so to crowd out, or very often in markets, cheap badly made goods are crowding out things that are better made. So it's to force something to leave, to push out through the strength of numbers, through the massive number of them, to push something out. They have been crowding it out. You can't actually see it. The market is already so full that some of the older brands are being crowded out, are being pushed out. So it's like this crowd of people, and they're coming and they're pushing other things out. So to crowd out, formality. 4.5, 5 in formality. I think I'm going to give it a 5 in formality. I think you could use it anywhere. So to crowd out. Bye for now.